and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Carolina Panthers episode. No, not the hockey team, the football team. Yeah, you heard it here first. We are talking about the Carolina Panthers 7-on-7 team. It's going to be a real doozy here. And that being said, there's currently only 4 of us here right now. I called it last week. I called it. Drew is late. He's not here. We're starting without him. He'll walk in mid-episode like he's done, I don't know, 5 or 6 times now. I want to say I can't believe it, but I can believe it because I called it.
We'll just dock his pay.
That's right.
No big deal.
That's right. No soup for you.
Yeah.
That being said, the rest of us are here, so we're going to get started. Wade, who is your Carolina Panthers 7-on-7 quarterback?
Well, I went with Cam Newton.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I did too.
Not really too many other choices.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's more known for his rushing ability and being more of an athlete or a really good football player instead of a really good quarterback. But he's about all they got. You know, there's probably one other guy that
You don't like Delhomme?
Well, I'm imagining I wasn't going to say too much about him because I figured that's maybe who he has, so I was going to leave that alone. But yeah, that's pretty much those 2 guys. But yeah, Cam does have an MVP, handful of Pro Bowls, the first team All-Pro, won 4,000-yard season, just under 200 career passing touchdowns, 32,000 passing yards. Yeah, like I said, with the Panthers, he's about the only direction you can probably go.
He is currently the all-time leading rushing touchdown leader for a quarterback. But that will soon be broken.
Josh Allen.
Jalen Hurts.
Or Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Hurts has had 3 straight seasons of like 15. So,
The tush push.
yep.
Yeah. I think Josh Allen's actually within like striking distance, I think, isn't he?
We will look.
Isn't Josh Allen like 60-something? Maybe?
He's had a bunch.
He's also had seasons up there. Double digits.
Cam Newton has 75.
Yep.
Josh Allen has 65, and Jalen Hurts has 55.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Allen will probably break it next year.
Yeah, very well. He
I
could,
mean,
yeah.
With the way he's been going in the past half decade.
And 2 years from now, Cam Newton could easily be 3rd on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yippers.
But you know who the next active guy is, though?
For touchdowns?
Yeah, rushing touchdowns for a
That's
quarterback.
tricky. Because there's guys that get yards, but they don't always get touchdowns. Like Lamar doesn't get a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah, it's not Lamar.
Who runs a little? Who runs around a little? I can't even think. I don't know. Rodgers.
It is Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodgers always snuck in there. He'd always, drop back and then sneak off, or he'd roll out and run in the end zone real quick. Or he was kind of athletic when he was younger.
He was.
And then you have Lamar, and then only 2 behind Lamar is Kyler Murray.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say Russell Wilson was more of a yards than a touchdown.
Russell
guy.
Wilson has the same amount as Kyler.
But Russell Wilson actually has like 5,000 career rushing yards or something like that. He was a great runner.
Yeah, he has 5,400 yards, and he just signed with the Giants, so he's going to play another year.
He was a very, very good scrambling quarterback when he was younger.
Well, Uncle Doug, you got a skill position player for us?
I do. I think that it's a pretty obvious choice. Steve Smith.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is your mic on, Doug?
It doesn't sound like it.
Sorry, Mike wasn't on. Steve Smith.
Yes.
I also went with Steve Smith Sr.
And that locks him out, too, because we put him on the Ravens.
That's right. So, yeah, he's
We're
doing it.
locking out fools.
Yeah, we are.
Might as well put a 5. I guarantee Drew has him.
Yeah.
On Steve Smith or Cam?
Uh,
Well, we
Steve-
can't put it on Cam yet.
Steve Smith.
Right.
I highly doubt Drew doesn't put Steve Smith on.
Right.
Well, Steve played 16 years, 13 of those in Carolina. He had 836 receptions for 12,197 yards, averaging 14.6 yards per catch, 67 touchdowns during his time there. He was 2-time All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowls, and he had another second-team All-Pro to go with the 2 first teams. So, and I believe all of that came in Carolina. Finished up his career in Baltimore, but there for a lot of years, Steve was just the man there in Carolina. And in 2005, he led the league in receptions with 103 and yards with 1,563 and touchdowns with 12.
For a long time, him and like Julius Peppers were the face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, really like Steve Smith.
Absolutely. Well, Ray, what do you got for us?
Well, I got to put up my quarterback, and I did not go with Cam. I cannot stand Cam Newton whatsoever, and I don't care his stats or whatever.
I don't like him either.
I
I don't
cannot
think anyone in this
stand
room
him.
likes Cam, to be honest.
So I went with Jake Delhomme.
I mean, Jake had a few good years there.
He's got a Pro Bowl.
Didn't he take him to an NFC Championship game?
I can't remember.
I feel like they had a big year with him once.
But he was there 7 years. His record is 53, 37, and 0 ties. So he had a winning record in Carolina. Completion percentage is 59.2. 19,258 passing yards with 120 TDs. 89 interceptions. And I don't know. You have to check the rushing. I don't think he's got any rushing yards.
Yeah, he went to the NFC Championship game and lost to Seattle in 2005.
That must have been the Seattle Steelers Super Bowl year.
Hmm.
We would seem to bring that up again too.
He also had a 12-4 year in 2008 that they lost in the second round to the Cardinals, like 33-13.
Wow.
08, was that Warner?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was.
That
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah.
About the right time.
Because they would have drafted Leinart a couple years before that, and he failed, and Warner took over for Leinart. Because Warner was supposed to help Leinart along, and then Leinart just sucked.
Yeah.
Warner just kind of took over.
Yep, Kurt Warner. Threw for 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns that year.
Boston.
All right. Well, anyway, enough of Delhomme. And I think we're back around to me, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went with a guy I don't know how many people were going to have, but I always liked him, and he had some really good years in Carolina. So I went with Musa Muhammad.
Me too.
I did too.
I do too.
Oh, look at that. But Musa Muhammad's a big target, 6'2", 215. Not really a burner, but quality receiver. He played 11 years in Carolina, a little over 9,000 receiving yards and 50 touchdowns on almost 700 receptions. He led the league in receptions one year, and in the same year led the league in yards and touchdowns. He made 2 Pro Bowls and a first-team All-Pro while in Carolina. And he played for a little while with Steve Smith. So, back to Cam Newton saying he didn't have any talent to play with while he was there.
Was that Cam or was that DeLone?
Well, he would have played with DeLone for a while, but I'm pretty sure. When did Cam come in?
Was Cam like 2011, 12?
Well, here, I guess I haven't pulled up. Oh, he didn't come into that. Yeah, he didn't play with Cam.
Yeah.
I was wrong. But anyway. All right, well, another maybe unanimous when Drew gets here. And Wade, we're back to you, buddy.
Well, a guy who I really, really liked for a long time, and I think he's massively underrated, and that's Greg Olson.
I also
Yeah.
have Greg Olson.
I also have Greg Olson.
Third leg Greg.
That's right. Greg Olson was the fucking man for a while.
Yep.
And if I remember correctly, he had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons during his prime with Carolina. And I think when he did it, he was the first ever tight end in NFL history to have 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
He did. 14, 15, and 16.
Yep.
Now, since then, Travis Kelce did rattled off like 6 or 7 in a row. So Travis Kelce now has the record. But at that time, I think he was the first tight end ever to have 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
So he did do that. And he went to 3 straight Pro Bowls and got 2 second-team All-Pros. Who was beating him out?
Gronk.
Would have been Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk or is young Kelsey starting at that point during part of that?
Yep. He lost to Gronk and
Jimmy Graham?
I gotta look at the other one. Gronk the first year, and the second year, it was Travis Kelce.
Yep. Yeah. I'd say those hard guys to beat.
Yeah.
His thing was in that offense, he was their go-to guy there for a long time as far as moving the ball, but he didn't get a ton of red zone. He didn't get a bunch of touchdowns like Gronk did or Jimmy Graham or I don't think Kelsey was quite as big a touchdown guy as Gronk or Jimmy Graham, but I think he probably got a few more than he did. Even his 1,000-yard seasons, his touchdowns were 6, 7, and 3.
Yeah.
He was amazing just moving the ball down the field, though. Really just underrated guy at the tight end position, I think.
He was really good. I really liked Greg Olson.
Over 740 receptions for his career. But yeah, good old Greg. I'm old Greg.
Yeah, it sucks he got screwed on the broadcast shit.
I like him as a broadcaster.
He does a good job.
Yeah, I like him.
Well, Uncle Doug, I think we're to you.
Yep. Well, this pick is for Drew. I went with DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep, me too.
Drew was thrilled when Carolina sent him to Chicago. He's
Yeah,
been
looking
great in
for him.
Chicago, and he was pretty doggone good in Carolina before. He's played 5 years in Carolina with 364 receptions for 5,201 yards. He had 3 years in a row, 19, 20, and 21, with 1175, 1193, and 1157 yards. Since then, for Chicago, he's had a 1,300-yard season. He averaged in Carolina 14.3 yards per catch, and he ended up with 21 touchdowns.
Some of those Carolina teams that he was getting 1,000 yards on were terrible, too.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
It was like him and McCaffrey, and that was it.
Yeah.
Had terrible O-lines, bad quarterback play.
Well, here on Football Reference, they have him listed as 5'11".
Uh-huh.
I thought he was taller than that.
I don't think he's too tall.
Yeah. But 5'11", 210 pounds. So he's built.
Yeah. He's very good.
Well, Ray, do you have a guy for us?
Yep. I went with Christian McCaffrey.
Yep, same here.
Yep,
me
me
too.
too.
Got one guy left.
Me too.
Okay. 3-time Pro
Yeah.
Bowler, 2 All-Pro, 2023 Offensive Player of the Year, which it would have been in San Francisco. He played 6 years in Carolina. Let's see. He was injured a lot there. He's got 3,980 yards, 32 touchdowns. Not sure on the receiving.
I mean, in his time in Carolina, he has 3,300 receiving yards and 18 touchdowns. But this is his first 3 years in Carolina. Reception numbers: 80, 107, 116.
He has a 1,000-yard season, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Receiving.
His third year in the league, caught 116 balls for 1,005 yards and 4 touchdowns, while running for 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
If he can get healthy and have a couple more quality seasons, he's gonna put himself up there as one of the greatest dual threat running backs of all time.
Health is the only thing that's held him back.
Yeah. Not as durable as he could be.
He's already got over like 500 career receptions.
Yeah, but I mean, he's only got 6,000 career rushing yards.
That's what I'm saying. He needs a few more seasons to tack some stuff on.
Yeah,
there.
he needs a few more seasons like 2 years ago.
Well, if he can have a couple more nice seasons, even if he just gets like 1,100 yards, gets up like 8,500 rushing yards, plus you throw on like 5,000 or 6,000 receiving yards, that's really nice total yardage. Plus he gets over 600-700 receptions. That's pretty nasty. I don't know. Never know. Oh, the 49ers are kind of unloading at the moment.
They are.
I'm not really sure what the plan is there.
They still have like 3 or 4 star players, but all of their good supporting players are gone.
Yeah.
They lost all their depth. Yeah. I don't know how good they're going to be next year. I'm not sure. Are they paid pretty yet, or are they still negotiating?
I think
No,
they're
I
still
don't
talking.
think they have.
I don't remember hearing contract details.
Yeah, I really don't. I actually haven't heard much at all about his negotiations, I don't think.
The Rich Eisen show, the only thing I've heard was they started off telling him that they didn't want to reset the market with him. They would rather pay him like 40 mil instead of like 60.
Well, it's nice of you to show up.
Yes, he walked in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, we are.
Yeah.
Sit down. We got to do some math here. Do you have Cam Newton?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You
We
have Cam
figured
Newton.
you had Steve Smith and DJ. I put DJ on for you.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Muhsin Muhammad?
Yes.
What about Greg Olson?
Yeah. Third leg Greg or whatever.
See?
What about Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, I got my boy Christian, even though he let me down in fantasy this year. It's fine.
So we already got 5 guys in.
We can agree on the quarterback, so you can see. There was a Delhomme fan in the room.
Yeah.
I can't stand this bum ass.
I'm guessing we're watching the Laker and Pacer game as well.
No, I don't have
Yeah.
YouTube TV anymore.
Oh.
Killing me, Ray. Killing
What?
me.
I'm not paying $100 for that bullshit.
I don't pay $100 for it.
They just raise it up to like 95 or something.
I pay 83.
I don't even want to pay that.
Oh, it's brighter in here.
He got a new light.
Yeah.
We recorded in the dark for 5 episodes of Blockbuster Bumps.
Oh.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Boo, Blackhawks.
All right, so you got all the math up there figured out?
Yeah, we got it.
We're good.
Yep.
So it's back. Well, Drew, since you just got here, why don't you go?
Let me pull it up. Let me see. So, Newton Smith, Olsen, Moore, McCaffrey.
Probably going to be your last pick, huh?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Who is it?
I have one left as well.
It's,
Me too.
Does it start with a J? Does his last name start with a S?
yeah. It's, I went with the DJ's running mate when he was there. It's the other Samuel. I think it's Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel?
Curtis
Yeah.
Samuel.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I went with Curtis Samuel, his running mate during the time.
Yep. I'm with you.
Me too.
He's bounced around the league a little bit now, but
Is that 3 or 4?
Oh, I got him too.
he started his career with the Panthers, and him and DJ were a really solid duo there for a while. And then Curtis got traded, and DJ got traded a year later, I'm pretty sure. So, but in his time in Carolina, he's had over 2,000 receiving yards, over 14 touchdowns, almost 200 catches, averages 11 yards a catch. This is the last guy on my spot, but I'm sure you guys have talked about Carolina. It's not that the most. I mean, they haven't been a franchise that long, but I mean they've had success. But I feel like whenever they have success, it goes downhill real fast. Like after their, I don't know if you guys talked about it or not, but since their Super Bowl run, everything's just went downhill, and we've been there since. I mean, I don't know. They're just in an endless cycle. So
Do we only have 8 guys?
No, I have one more pick.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think we've ever had 8.
there's no way.
All right, well, Ray, I think we're to you then, buddy.
All right, so I went with another running back, Jonathan Stewart.
I like Jonathan Stewart, but if we were gonna go with a running back from that time, you should go with D'Angelo Williams because he caught the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if I knew that, I mean, I'm a aficionado here or nothing like that. But this guy did have a Pro Bowl.
So D'Angelo.
Did D'Angelo play 10 years in Carolina?
Close.
I played together for quite a while.
Oh, so they were a 1-2 package for a
Yeah.
long time.
Literally rotated in and out of the game for years.
He played 9.
Beat him there. Ha
Oh boy.
ha. This guy had 7,318 rushing yards with 51 touchdowns.
In his career or just in Carolina?
Carolina.
Oh, he had 6,800.
Let's see here. 4.3 yards per carry. He's got some receiving stuff here. He got 162 receptions, 1,295 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns.
I know. I was pulling up because he was asking questions about D'Angelo, so I picked him up. I pulled him up.
All right.
Yeah. There's our 9.
Okay. All right. You have both the votes that are stopping us from having.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it on Bum Newton on protest.
Are you going to asterisk it?
Yeah. I really want to.
We haven't had an asterisk since Walter Jones, have we?
Walter Jones is the well-deserving asterisk.
This
crazy. This all-time legend, and we're just out here throwing around guys I can't even remember.
I just can't.
But I remember Walter Jones. He's a household name.
I just can't get over such an overrated quarterback of all time. And
no, not all time.
No, he's pretty overrated.
I mean, are you saying he's more overrated than than Troy Aikman?
Well, they're pretty up there together. That's like 1A, 1B.
1A and 1B.
And I cannot believe ESPN signed Newton to go on a program and talk about sports because he has no idea what he's talking about.
I know you love his fashion, Ray.
Oh, no. Yeah, he looks like a straight douchebag every week. Every single freaking week.
He does have some interesting takes that I see pop up on YouTube.
I can't just. Yeah, there we go.
So you came to Curtis too? All right.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with Cam Newton, Steve Smith, Musa Muhammad, Greg Olson, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, and Curtis Samuel as our 7.
Actually, outside of QB, the rest
I mean,
of
if we
them are pretty good.
take Cam's MVP year, it'd be
Yeah,
decent.
the problem is their QB struggles to complete 60% of his passes.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
hang on to that idea, Drew, because later we're going to talk about that MVP, and we'll just see if he deserved that bullshit or not.
I mean, that year is his rushing numbers is why he got it.
Yeah, it's only like 600 yards. It's not like it's like some crazy number.
His total touchdowns, I think, are pretty.
Yeah, his total touchdowns are pretty big.
His MVP is his one really good year. The rest of the years of his career are not good. We act like he was this good quarterback for like half a decade. He had one really good year when they busted on the scene in 2015.
He was a really good athlete.
Yeah.
Like he was a good football player, but
And
he wasn't
then-
a great quarterback.
And then he got blamed for the Super Bowl not diving on the ball, and it all went downhill from there. And his shoulder gave out on him, and his body eventually gave out on him, and here we are.
And then his mind gave out on him because he doesn't know how to do anything, talk about anything.
But yeah.
Well, shall we move to defense?
Yeah.
So, Drew, who is your Panthers' first defender?
Josh Norman.
I got him as well.
So I think we
Yeah,
talked
me too.
about him on another. Was it the Commanders?
Yeah, I believe this just closes him out.
Yes.
Maxed
I say.
Drew, we've maxed out a couple of guys today, and last week when you weren't here, we closed out like 6 guys. No exaggeration.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that's 4 of you?
There's even multiple guys who we tried to put on a third time.
Yeah.
Really?
Then had to backtrack and find someone else.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
one
that's
of
true.
them we actually had in, and then it
Yeah.
dawned on us, and we had to delete him. 'Cause
Yeah, it was one of your
unanimous.
guys. It was unanimous for all five. It was
Yeah,
Grimes. We already had him in Miami and
Tampa Bay.
Tampa
Tampa
Bay,
Bay.
and all five of us had him on our list, and we, had to
fucked up putting him
backtrack.
on Tampa Bay. We should have let him be on Atlanta.
Yeah, he was a beast on Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So we all had him, and then it's like,
Dang.
oh, we got it back.
Well, I was trying to figure out who on my list didn't get in. I wouldn't have guessed him, but I guess if he's not.
And then Wade tried to replace him with Asante Samuel, who was
It's
Or-
already done.
was
See,
already
now I
done.
thought about Asante
Well,
Samuel. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure we put him on 2 teams already.
it was Philly and Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Norman, he had 7 interceptions in his time in Carolina. The 1 year he was all pro with them, 4th in defense player of the year. I mean, him and Luke Kuechly were the leader of the defensive side of the ball for that Super Bowl team. So he's definitely the first cornerback that I think of when it comes to the Panthers. But yeah, old Josh Norman.
All right. Well, Wade.
I actually went with one of their current guys, J.C. Horn.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
I have
JC
Horn as well.
He's
So-
good.
Yeah, he's very good. One of the better
Yep.
young corners in the game. Has a Pro Bowl. I don't know if he has made any All Pros yet, but yeah, has 5 interceptions and really, like he's been in the league 4 years, but one year he played 3 games. The other year he played 6 games, so he's hasn't played a ton 2 of those years, but yeah, 5 interceptions. He's really, really talented. He's one of their better players right now.
Yeah, his
he
only
is.
his only problem is health.
Yes, very, very good though.
He just got paid.
He
Yes.
did, yeah.
I think what's his name from the Texans just got paid too.
Yeah, Stingley, Derek Stingley Jr.
All right, Uncle Doug. I think we're to you now.
I went with a safety, actually, Mike Minner.
I also have Mentor.
Me too.
Yep, I got Mike as well.
So that's all 5 of us.
Oh,
I guess so.
I didn't know there were 2 or 4s.
They've got him listed at free safety, strong safety, defensive back, but I figured he was a safety. 10 seasons, 97 through 06, all with Carolina. 17 interceptions, including 4 he ran back for touchdowns. 11 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries. And looks like 800 combo tackles and 608 solo tackles, with 14 tackles for loss and 11 sacks.
Kind of weird. He has 11 career forced fumbles, 11 fumbles recovered, and 11 sacks.
Wonder if they were all strip sacks.
I don't know.
Makes you wonder.
He recovered them all.
Yep. Sites I looked at, he's pretty popular in Carolina.
Yeah,
He would have been on the Delhomme Super Bowl team, wouldn't he?
sounds right.
Wasn't that defense pretty nasty? They had like 4 or 5 really good players.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ray, I think we're to you now, buddy.
Okay. Apparently I was in a linebacker mood in this day too, so that's where I'm starting again. With a guy named Captain America. His name is Luke Kuechly. How do you pronounce it?
Kuechly.
Kuechly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have him as well, Ray.
I actually
Okay.
put him on.
Yeah,
I
but
did- I did too.
I put him on as well. He's
With
So
this team.
you're right in there, Ray. That's good.
Last week for the Falcons, Drew, Ray put 3 linebackers on.
who?
It's Deion Jones, some guy named Tuggle, and some guy named
Tommy Novus.
I
Tommy
know
Novus.
Tuggle. He's
Novus is older. I knew it.
I think Tuggle.
Jones was on their Super Bowl
Novus
team.
is
Matt
really
Ryan.
good.
Jones.
I think Tuggle's in the Hall of
Jones is
Fame.
actually really good.
He's
coverage,
older.
actually.
Yeah.
So is that everybody?
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
have
we all
Kuechly.
had him.
Sweet.
So there you go, Ray.
He's like their,
Nice.
he's like the either number 1 or number 2 defensive player of their franchise history.
Yeah,
So
it's him and Julius Peppers.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're their 2 greatest defensive players ever.
All right. So this guy's a 7-time Pro Bowler, 5 All-Pro, Hall of Fame All-2000s team, Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Only 8 years in Carolina, but apparently it looks like he put in mad work. 18 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 7 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown, 12.5 sacks, and 1,092 combo tackles. 8 years, 7 Pro Bowls.
There you go.
Quick
Yeah,
work
it's
of his
pretty
career.
amazing.
In and out like a ghost.
Well, I'm gonna go goofy here. I started running out of guys, looking for people I know, looking for people that might have been good at one point in time. Ran into a guy, that actually played. Actually, I ran into 2 guys that played for this team that I had no idea played for this team. I didn't realize that Peanut Tillman played his last year in the league in Carolina.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize that Cortland Finnegan played in Carolina.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I didn't pick either one of them. I went with James Bradbury. He's since he's left Carolina, he's made an All-Pro and a Pro Bowl, and
I have him.
won a Super Bowl with Philly. But he played his first 4 years of his career in Carolina.
I think he was decent there.
Yeah, he had 8 picks and almost 300 tackles.
I did the same thing. I was running out of people near the end. So, just happened to be someone I went with.
Yeah. All right, Drew, we're back to you, buddy.
I have Eric Davis.
Me too.
Me
Me too.
Makes 5.
Started his career in San Fran, but then he went to the Panthers in '96, and he actually had 5 straight seasons of 5 interceptions. And I thought for a Panther, hey, we got 25 career interceptions. That's got to be high up on their franchise list. That's basically, I was like, high interception total. He's I think he's a corner. My boy Eric Davis.
Eric Davis is second all-time in interceptions in franchise history.
Yeah. Well, 25 in 5 years is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I would say 5. Yeah, literally 5 every year. 5 for 5 years.
All right, Wade, we're back to you, buddy.
This is my last one. I think I have everyone else up there. Yeah. I have Dante Jackson. He was just there up until a year or 2 ago. He was
Yeah, right.
one of their the team itself sucked when he was there, but he had a couple years where he was a pretty big impact guy. Start off his career. He got 14 interceptions in 6 years. Yeah. I remember him bursting onto the scene his first couple years there, and everyone thought he was going to be a great, great corner, and he never quite turned out to be an all-pro corner or anything, but I think he's a pretty good, solid corner. He's probably going to end up having a decently long career.
I had him as well, Ray.
Okay.
He just had 5 picks last year for Pittsburgh. Who went out and got him off the god-awful Panthers to help booster their defensive backfield. So, yeah, he's just a good, solid corner in the NFL. And I am done.
I've got one left.
I've got one left.
Well, Uncle Doug, who is your one?
Chris Campbell.
That's what I have.
That's what I have as well. Their all-time leader.
Yep. Gamble played for 9 years, from 04 to 12, all with Carolina. Had 27 interceptions. 2 of those he ran back for touchdowns. 4 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries. 510 combo tackles of 440 solo. 21 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Played right corner, left corner. 1 year he's listed at DB. 6'1", 205. So
I'm done.
yep,
Yep,
me
I'm
too.
done as well.
So everybody's done but me.
How many you got left?
1, 2, 3.
Let him rip.
Yep.
Okay. First one's Hall of Famer, 5-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro. He's also a linebacker. Imagine that. Sam Mills.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Mhm.
Sam was pretty good.
Let's see. 3 years in Carolina. 7 interceptions, 1 for a TD, 6 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, 1 for a TD, 10 sacks. Next one. Is another Davis, Thomas.
And a linebacker, right?
Dude, that's the theme.
6, 7 in 2 weeks.
Ray likes them linebackers.
I guess I don't know what was going on with me
He's
that
trying to
day.
sabotage the rest of the teams.
But this one, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro, 13 years in Carolina, 13 interceptions, 18 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, 1 fumble recovery touchdown, 28 sacks, 1,098 combo tackles. Okay. And then my last one is Doug Evans.
And who is that?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out
When?
here in a second.
Oh,
I
okay.
only got 2 hands. I'm not Shiva. Okay, Doug Evans played from 93 to 2003. He played 4 years in Carolina. He won a Super Bowl, I'm guessing, with Green Bay. 14 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 4 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, and 249 combo tackles. And that's it.
All right, and you're out now, right?
I'm out, finally.
Well, Ray, you want to clean up this mess?
Yeah, let's see. We'll get the other Davis out of here. Go to Norman.
Okay.
Josh is in.
Let's see. Mills. Yeah, Sam Mills. Go to Horn. Doug Evans. Not to get confused with the breakfast sausage. I'll go to. Do I have Jackson? I don't have Jackson. There we go. I have
Okay,
Bradbury.
So we got me and Wade with Bradbury, and then are me and Wade the ones that don't have Jackson and Gamble? Because I don't have Jackson.
Yeah, I don't have Gamble. I don't care. I'll go to Gamble.
I don't
Yeah.
have Jackson.
Then what the hell is going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, something's not mathing.
I mean, I'll come off Bradbury and go to Gamble.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I do. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing.
That's fine. I'll come off Bradbury and go to Jackson. That's fine.
Okay. Delete.
All right. Well, that makes our starting defense for the 7-on-7 team: Josh Norman, J.C. Horn, Mike Minter, Luke Kuechly, Eric Davis, Dante Jackson, and Chris Gamble. Not the most fearsome defense I've ever seen, but they might be all right.
They'll be okay. It's not the worst we've done.
This might be a first-round loss for the Carolina Panthers.
Depending on who they run into.
And that will end our 7-on-7 talk and lead us into MVP discussion, which is none other than our quarterback, Cam Newton, in 2015, like Ray mentioned earlier. And Cam Newton, in said 2015, received all but 2 votes for the MVP, the biggest runaway I've seen so far. He threw for 3,800 yards and 35 touchdowns and 10 picks. And then rushed for another 600 yards and 10 touchdowns. In second place was none other than Tom Brady of the New England Patriots, everybody else's favorite.
That's our guy.
He threw for almost 4,800 yards and 36 touchdowns and 7 picks, and ran for a cool 53 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 1 reception for 36 yards.
Wow.
And then in third place, with the same amount of votes, I guess tied for second place, is Carson Palmer of the Arizona Cardinals, who threw for almost 4,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks, ran for 24 yards and a touchdown. Did not receive any passes. And those are all the people that received votes for MVP that year. 48, 1, and 1.
A whole 1,000 yards more than Cam. And they gave it to Cam.
Well, I think the biggest thing here is the Panthers went 15-1 this year.
They busted onto the scene. Cam Newton's first big year. He's doing rushing. His total touchdown number is 45.
Yeah.
He has over 4,000 total yards. That was the big thing.
Yeah. 45 total touchdowns.
4,400 probably.
Yeah.
Some total yards. So, I mean,
It's about to almost 4,500 total yards.
yeah, so.
15-1 is pretty nasty.
Yeah, like they didn't lose, like, did they lose week 17?
I don't
Because
remember.
I don't think they lost. I think. Let me look.
No, they lost
I don't remember who
week
they lost
16.
to. Oh, 16.
Oh, so the week before they had. Okay.
Yeah.
They lost to the Falcons.
I knew it was to the Falcons. I can't remember if it was. I knew it wasn't because they were climbing. That people were saying, "Are they going to rest everyone?" Then they ended up losing. Okay.
It is interesting. I looked down at Offensive Player of the Year, and of course Cam won that as well. But you had 2 receivers, Antonio Brown with 136 catches for 1,834 yards, and Julio Jones, who we just talked about last week, also had 136 catches for 1,871 yards.
That's pretty insane.
I mean, 2 receivers with 130 catches
Yeah.
and over 1,800 yards. Brown had 10 touchdowns and Julio had 8.
Didn't they both? Like they didn't. I don't know if they I don't think they actually set a record. They both got in like the top 5 or top 3 for like receptions in a season and yards in a season or something like that. It was something crazy, or top 5 or something.
Yeah, it's just pretty amazing years.
Here's another interesting one for you. Russell Wilson threw for 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 8 picks, and then ran for 550 yards and a touchdown. So he had a 4,000 yards. I don't remember Russell Wilson ever throwing for 4,000 yards. He had a 4,000 yard season and 34 picks, or 34 touchdowns, sorry, and only 8 picks, and ran for 550 yards.
Only problem was he only ran for 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Cam got him there
Russell
because I
Wilson,
noticed that too.
he had some gnarly seasons throughout his career, kind of sprinkled in.
Well, even though Cam is not my favorite, I would have to say he probably deserved this MVP.
Yeah, I know you guys don't like him, but I think he's got the stat kind of
He just does enough on
15-1 and 45 touchdowns. It's hard to beat.
It is.
when you add his total yards. It's close to what the other two did
Yeah,
through
they
the
beat him by
air.
a couple hundred yards.
Yeah. So I'd say he can probably keep it.
If it wasn't 15-1, he might not get it, but 15-1's pretty.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I said 45 touchdowns accounted for.
I even said in another episode, he never after that, besides that season, got past like 24.
Yeah. Never gets past. Yeah. This
Like
is his
passing
big.
touchdowns,
Yeah.
like 22 or something like that.
It's something wild. Like Alex said earlier, his completion percentage is god awful.
I think even in this season, his completion percentage is like 59, or something close to that.
His completion percentage.
Yeah.
59.8.
Yeah, that's really even not high.
Not
It's MVP
good.
season.
Not good.
But you know what the sad part is? It's better than Anthony Richardson.
Oh no. Wasn't even gonna say anything.
Uh,
Wasn't even crossing my mind.
that turds on my mind at all times.
You did that to yourself.
Is he?
Trying to tell me
Is
I'm
that
a fan of
is that
someone
is
else.
that is that better than Justin Fields' top season?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I know Fields had that 1,000-yard rushing season, but I don't remember what he did passing.
Oh, his total touchdown number is decent. Let me look up old Justin Fields. Let's see.
Didn't he finish like decently high in the MVP voting the one year? Justin Fields, he had like a top 10 finish.
He got ninth that year. Yeah, he had. Where's? So he had. That year he threw for. Where's rushing? Come on. Oh, I guess I can go offensive player or MVP. Oh wow, a lot of people on this list. Okay, so he threw for. Oh no, he had 2,200 passing yards and 1,100 rushing. So Cam outdid him by another 1,000 yards, and he only had 25 touchdowns.
Or Justin Fields.
He's a Jet now. He did that to
Brave
himself.
too. You know how funny it's gonna be though if they're actually somehow good next year after the whole Rodgers experiment failed.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
He still
wouldn't
hasn't signed
It'd
a
be
deal.
funny.
Fields came in and the Jets were better with him than they were with Rodgers.
If they could just maybe they draft a couple offensive linemen, you know, they could just ride Justin Fields and Breece Hall and just run the shit out of the
I
ball.
mean, they have Garrett Wilson too.
Yeah, then he
I
can
mean,
just
him and
throw it
Fields
to
played
Garrett
together in
Wilson.
college.
Oh, that's right.
Their defense goes back to being really good like they were 2 years ago, and they can run the shit out of the ball with Fields and
Grind
Breece
some
Hall.
games out at the end.
You can get 9,
Yeah.
10 wins. You never know who can. There's always teams that do it every year that come out of nowhere
Yeah.
and win 10 games.
Yeah,
I'm not saying the Jets will be that team, but it would be funny if it was.
it would be hard in their division to do that.
I gotta think here.
The Bills, the Patriots are loading up.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be decent. I like Drake May.
I
I do too.
I do like Drake May.
And who knows with the Dolphins? They win about 8 games a year.
I don't think the
I
Dolphins.
hear it from Robert every year. We win 8 or 9 games. We miss the playoffs, and we have the last draft pick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the Dolphins or Patriots will be overly good.
Well, and the Patriots just signed Stephon Diggs too.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. 3 years, almost $7 million on a torn ACL, and he's getting old.
I know that's kind of what I
Yeah.
thought. I thought the 3 years was kind of long, but I haven't seen the structure of it. Maybe it's option
They'll
year or something.
redo it.
But it gives Fields a target anyway.
In May.
May, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't working with much.
No.
Still looked decent.
Well, and they've got a pretty high draft pick, so
Yes.
They third or fourth? They're fourth.
I think they're fourth.
I haven't really memorized this year's order. I know the Bears are 10, the Titans are 1. Other than that, I don't.
26
Titans, Browns, Giants,
Patriots.
Patriots, Jaguars.
So I mean,
Oh, and the Patriots have
Patriots could
their
get
new coach. I don't know.
Travis Hunter.
No, I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, he's landed on a few mock drafts in New England.
Yeah, they've been talking lately. Like the Patriots are essentially hoping that both quarterbacks go in the top 3, so they'll get either Hunter or what's his name?
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter.
Carter,
Yeah.
I saw something today. The Browns are trying to trade for Dak.
The Browns.
Yeah, the Browns are trying to trade for Dak
How are
Prescott.
they gonna? He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
That'd be 110
And-
million and 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, they said something like send Myles Garrett to Dallas and then they get Dak. Or something like
Oh
that. I
my
don't know.
God.
I don't know if that makes him better.
Well, then what's Dallas going to do for a quarterback? I thought maybe they'd send their first round pick, and Dallas wanted Shador.
We're gonna play defense in
Cooper
Dallas.
Rush. Cooper Rush.
No,
all
he's
day.
supposed. No, he's with
No.
someone else.
Yeah,
oh,
he
really?
left. He
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
Ben DiNucci.
Oh, he. Where did I know where Cooper Rush? Where,
Yeah. He
I just
signed
saw
somewhere the other day.
I saw. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Maybe the
that.
Cowboys will draft someone.
Everything I've been hearing is that the Browns are gonna they were gonna grab Shador. Like on the Rich Eisen show, he has draft people come on like 4 times a day, like 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and like over half of them keep saying that the Browns, with their predicament with Watson, they're just not sure how to fix that situation, so they can't get out of it for another year or 2. So the best option would just be to draft a quarterback who you don't have to pay, and develop him and just go. And then you can just get rid of Watson as soon as you can in a year or two.
But Dion came out and said he hopes that Shedeur goes to New York.
They just signed Russell.
And Winston.
Yeah, so he'd be third string.
That has got to be the worst quarterback.
They
race.
signed both?
Yeah, they signed Russell Wilson yesterday.
Well,
and
yeah.
they signed Jameis like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they signed James.
Draft. Could you mean those are his two mentors, Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson?
Oh,
They were trying.
jeez.
They were
The
trying to get
toxic
Rodgers
room. The toxic.
By the
room.
way,
Wow.
man, if you're, what's crazy is it's like everybody that Rodgers says he wants to sign with immediately signs somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except the Steelers so far.
Yeah, the Steelers are just sitting there.
Mason
wouldn't you
Rudolph lead the campaign.
If
Yeah.
you're Rodgers at this point, and the Vikings have said they probably aren't going to go after you, and the Giants have, I don't know why you'd want to go to the Giants anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why he thought that
The
was.
Giants tried to get Stafford before he re-signed,
Right.
and they tried to go after Rodgers, and I don't know why. They're not going to be any good,
They're not a quarterback away.
Oh, they're not.
There are a lot of other pieces
especially a
away.
41-year-old quarterback away or 37.
They want to build around him.
Like, I understand you got neighbors and a couple of good defensive linemen, but that's
about it.
that is it.
That's
Like,
about the
yeah.
extent of the New York Giants.
Yeah. But if you're Rodgers, why not just sign with the Steelers right now?
It's definitely the best team.
They have a
Yeah.
good defense.
They have a great defense, and now they have two good receivers. Yeah, Pickens
Right.
and Metcalf to throw to. And they got that Fairmouth at tight end who's not bad.
They have decent running backs.
I think he's afraid of Tomlin.
Najee left. Najee was signed with the Chargers.
Yeah. he
Oh
did.
yeah, I forgot.
They
About
just
that. I
got
did
like
forget
TJ,
about
TJ
that.
Warren.
They'll draft one, I bet.
Yeah,
The Steelers
probably.
always regenerate.
Yeah, I don't know how Tomlin and Rodgers would get along.
I know. So
Well, not just Tomlin and Rodgers. You also got to throw Metcalf and Pickens in that conversation too, because they're both head cases.
Here's my
Yep.
thing. Tomlin dealt with Antonio Brown for almost a decade.
Yeah,
I think he could manage
And
Rodgers
Le'Veon
for a
Bell.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. And like you just said, Pickens and Pickens has been kind of all
Pickens still does his.
Yeah. So like
Old
I don't know.
Pickens.
I think there's enough veterans on the Steelers where it wouldn't get too out of hand. Like Cam Hayward and Watt and
Well, Cam Hayward's already commented
yes, he
Mhm.
has.
that
He's
you know,
tired of waiting on Brady.
Right,
or
we're tired of
Rodgers.
waiting on this. Let's get something done.
Isn't
I don't know why
this
he's waiting.
isn't this TJ's last year on his contract?
Yeah, sure.
I think it is. He hasn't re-signed with them yet.
They're gonna throw monster money at him. He's gonna get something insane.
I mean, I would hope so, but I thought that was wild that they're letting him come down to the last year.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, he's getting older, so they probably aren't scared. They're probably like he'll get scared of the franchise tag and he'll sign because he doesn't want to be on 1-year deals this late in his career.
Yeah.
No, not like his brother.
All right, gents, shall we wrap this up?
Slightly.
All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this Carolina Panthers episode, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for the Chiefs episode.
Boo.
And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.